Hey friends, welcome back to Metta Monday. My name is Sydney. I am your host. It is so wonderful to be back chatting with you. It's been some weeks, so I figured I would come on and talk about a few things. One thing I told myself when I began these Metta Monday episodes was that I wanted the episodes to be accessible, especially time wise. The past two episodes have been an hour long. I do apologize. Your girl had lots to say, much to share. Moving forward, I'm going to try my best to get these episodes to 15 to 20 minutes so that they can be more accessible to you and so that you can receive them on your journey through your Monday. So I got some feedback about how I began the last episode. So I really wanted to go ahead and start this episode the same way. I started by sharing an Instagram account's post. And so I'm going to continue to do this for some time, especially for those of you who have a goal to clean out your social media and follow people who are more aligned to what you are wanting to bring in or more aligned with your interest in general that you have already. So, this is someone who you can add into your repertoire of Instagram accounts that you follow. I recently followed this page from a suggested post from my mom. So last episode, the post that I had shared was from my mom. And so is today. We are Instagram besties on the little share button. She's the first person that pops up. So I wanted to share something again that came from my mom. She sent this account to me because recently I celebrated 222 days of sober curiosity. I'm pretty excited about 222 days. I only had plans of going 75 days for 75 hard, the challenge that my wife and I decided to do together before going into my silent retreat that I had received called Vipassana, which I'll get into in the next few episodes. But I really only had plans of going to 75 days to be able to prepare for 12 days of silence. And I just didn't really have that itch after I was able to break my silence after retreating. And so here we are. It's been 228 days today. And so I want to share this post. I'll go ahead and share it. I'll put in the description below the account so that you can follow it if this feels aligned for you. The post says, "What people think sobriety is, not drinking. What sobriety actually is, doing the work, self reconnection, rest and recovery, financial wellness, educating yourself, setting boundaries, prioritizing self care, getting in movement, reconnecting with purpose, saying no when you mean no, noticing outdated narratives. Hello. Changing unaligned patterns, matching values with intention, managing stress in healthy ways." So that post I just read is from at the magic is in the middle. I'm feeling that at name for sure. I'm really feeling that. And she claims to be a retired party girl turned sobriety hype bestie. We love that. Her posts I see have a theme of recovery from something that you're addicted to. There isn't really a narrative towards alcohol. I see that is touched in a lot of posts. It's not the only theme that's there when it comes to recovery from addiction. So there's recovery motivation, and there's a lot of positive psychology for tangible results, which she assures is what she is offering you by being a follower, by being a subscriber. And she She also added on her page that she is driven by making others laugh and encouraging those to heal. So I felt like it was aligned for those of you who are telling me are listening to Metta Monday. So just a person for you to follow on your path, on your journey to whatever it is you feel you are headed towards, to whatever is aligned most for you on your path. So staying kind of in that theme, I wanted to say that sobriety, I'm not saying that I'm never going to drink again. I'm not saying that I'm never going to smoke weed again. I'm telling myself that right now I'm just being curious with what else is there. And so on that post, those what else is theirs are clearly listed to you of other things to be curious about rather than drinking or smoking or whatever your addiction is that you are living with. And I recently made a post on my social media talking about how I had recognized throughout my sober curiosity this past 200 and some odd days that I'm 30, but I recognized that a lot of my 20s consisted of drinking to have fun. When in actuality, when I'm being very true and very honest and very real and very raw and very vulnerable, there was a lot I was also running from during that claimed fun. There was quite a bit of emotion that I was suppressing, that I was numbing. There was a lot of masking and pretending behaviors, trying to appear and show up that I was very well and that nothing was wrong and that I was okay. And I, in fact, was also that friend where it's just like motivating you, encouraging you, wanting to lift you up into good spirits and have a good time. But I wasn't that friend to myself. And so during this sober curiosity, and I mean, some years previous to that, as I entered the space of walking away from attachment with my addictions, I recognized that I started showing up as a better friend to myself, as the same friend that I was giving to others. I decided to spin that around and look myself in the mirror and say, hey, like, you need a good friend too. And I built a more intimate relationship with myself, recognizing what would show up. I started to notice when I would think or say things like, oh, I just need a drink, or oh, I just need a blunt, and recognize that there was some exhaustion, some anxiety or depression there that was saying that I needed this thing and that it would make me feel better. But come to find out, it never actually felt better. Maybe in the moment, maybe short term, but it didn't last. I would feel like that often again, like, oh, I just need a drink, or oh, I just need to have a beer. Oh, I just need a blunt. And it was the same repetitive cycle. So all of that to say, if you're noticing these things, I encourage you just to be curious about what sobriety means. Not that you have to be like, oh yeah, I'm never going to drink again. Like that cold turkey, give it up, never look back. It's for some people, all power to you. But for my mindset, I just needed to be like, okay, it feels like I need a blunt. It feels like I need a drink. And I'm just not going to give into that. I'm going to go to a yoga class instead. I'm going to hang out with my friends and yeah, go to the bar, but I'll have a sparkling water just for the sake of having something in my hand so that I feel more socially open to connect with others. I'm just going to watch a rom-com and cuddle up on my meditation pillow or my couch with a cozy blanket and feel whatever it is that is coming up that I don't want to feel, that I want to run away from, and just take care of it and rock that emotion like a baby. And so, yes, I just encourage you to be curious about some other things. Maybe lean into your creativity. Maybe start a journal. Maybe write about those things that it feels like you just want to drink away or smoke away. Maybe even go play with your dog. Or maybe you have a friend who has a dog and ask them if you could borrow their dog and take their dog to the park and slow down. Take some time for yourself that is away from your work identity, away from your mom or your dad identity, away from your caregiver identity. Whatever your identity is, I encourage you to get curious about who you are, away from the labels that have been given to you by the outside world or the work that has presented itself for you to take care of. And with that curiosity, remain open and don't worry about attaching yourself to the number of days you've gone without a drink or a smoke. Maybe it's a vape pen that connects deeply with your I just need. Maybe you don't buy one once you run out of this one that you have right now. If that feels best for you to start in that way, do that and just try it out. And maybe you don't even have to tell anyone because it belongs to nobody else but you. So as you shift into doing more things for yourself while creating this more intimate relationship that you have with yourself for yourself, I just want you to know that you are not alone. Many people attach themselves or latch themselves onto something that numbs that thing that just doesn't feel good. And it is an absolute natural response in our humanity to do. And it's up to you. And you absolutely have the power and ability to stand up against that natural calling, that routine, to lean into something else rather than explore yourself. So, like I said, I wanted this episode to be really short and just a nice, encouraging check in along the way to reassure you that even being curious to the idea of sober curiosity is a really huge step forward. And if this episode is just so far left and off of alignment for you of where you're at on your journey, that's okay too. I'm going to end this episode with doing some breath work, and maybe that'll feel most aligned for you. I do want to, before I end, I do want to say that regardless if there is sober curiosity going on with you or not, something that is important and heavy on my heart to reiterate and to share is that if you are somebody who has an app that you go to often when you open your phone, being intentional about who you follow, the word follow is such an important word. It's more than just a button on an app. Who you follow, what you decide to give your attention to is where your energy will go. So if you keep scrolling past a page, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's somebody that you don't know, maybe it's an influencer, it's a public figure, it doesn't matter. If there is a page that you see that every time you see one of their posts, it isn't fueling you in an uplifting way, maybe it's bringing you down, maybe you unfollow that page. And it doesn't have to be forever, but maybe for right now, so that you don't have to feel that low feeling. And moving forward, maybe you search some things in your engine on that app, whatever it may be, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the other apps that are out there that I'm not hip to because I'm 30 and I'm not in the know of all of the things. Maybe you search some things that are most aligned to you. Maybe a hobby that you are bringing into your repertoire in this new year. Maybe you type in like positive quotes or positive mindset and scroll through some of those pages and see if those feel a little bit more aligned to where you're at. And then that's where you allow your energy to go with a follow. That follow button, I want to bring it to your inner landscape that who you follow in life, in this human experience, and even as simple as on your basic phone, it is important. Energetically, it is important. And it is a huge part of our wellness as we shift into a deeper living space of constantly having our phones in our hands. Your phone is with you more than your mom, more than your dad, more than your kids, more than your partner, more than your boss. And that's a lot of power in your life. So if you look at your phone first thing in the morning and you see your phone last thing before you go to sleep, I think that we can say that there's several times in between during the day that you also see your phone and that screen is constantly giving you things to see, to consume, to digest. When we think about it like that, when you think about it like that, what would you like to be consuming throughout your day, all of your days, all throughout the week? I think it's a good time to acknowledge I appreciate you for watching this and for allowing me to be part of what you consume today. That is a huge honor to me that I do not take lightly. And I want to continue to bring light and love and joy and an uplifting experience to you through your phone screen. So, to end this episode, like I promised, we'll finish with some breath work. If it feels most comfortable to you, I like to breathe with my eyes closed. I like to intentionally breathe with my eyes closed, which is why they're closed now. We'll go ahead and receive an inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. And maybe you're in a comfortable seat with your legs crossed, or you're in a chair. And if you're in a chair, go ahead and plant your feet firmly into the ground if they reach, with your knees just aligned to your hips, or maybe a little bit wider if that feels best for you. And if you're in a cross-legged seat, go ahead and allow your body to feel propped up onto your sit bones. Inhale and roll your shoulders up and down your back. Exhale. Maybe you bring a hand to your chest and the other hand to your low rib cage, or the top of your belly, or middle of your belly. We'll go ahead and receive another inhale through the nose, expand. Out through the mouth, let it go, let something go. Wonderful. Into the nose, sip in a little bit more air. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. Wonderful. Let it go into the nose. Sip in a little bit more air. Hold and expand. Broaden your chest. Draw your heart forward. Exhale. Roll your shoulders down. Wonderful. Continue to drop into this space. Into the nose. Out of the mouth. Into the nose. Sip in a little bit more air. Release the tension in your temples. Release your jaw. Exhale. Just a few more breaths just like this. Into the nose. Lift up through the crown. Hold your breath. Maybe draw your chest forward. Open your heart space. Exhale. Let it out. Beautiful. Into the nose. Imagine lightness as you hold the breath, expand, open your inner landscape. Exhale out the mouth, into the nose. Fill all the way up. Exhale out the mouth. Last breath that we'll breathe together today. Into the nose. Expand. Hold the breath. Roll your shoulders down. Release your jaw. Exhale. Just take a moment. Maybe your eyes are closed or there's a soft gaze. Maybe this is the first moment that you've been able to find calmness or stillness today, and that's all right. If it is your first time, let's just go ahead and enjoy this moment of slowness, stillness, and absence of anybody or anything telling you what you should do or what you need to do. But rather just indulge in the empty space of nothing to do, nowhere to go. Only person to take care of is you in this moment. Continue to allow your breath to flow organically in your nose and out your mouth as we receive this moment of beautiful stillness together. In this moment, I want to bring to light my deep gratitude for your expansion, your unhurriedness in this moment, your able body, your sound mind, and your compassionate heart. I wish you well on the rest of your Monday that is ahead, whenever you're watching this, wherever you're watching this. I hope that it feels good to take up space and allow yourself this time and this check-in to think about the relationship that you have with you and the intimacy that's there and the intimacy that you would like to continue to grow. So thank you so much for joining. I will see y'all another day. Take care of yourself. My hope is that you are deeply well. Namaste.